Question: is the most cannabis forward state in the union about to make it harder for parents in need to access life-saving medicine for their kids? California Assembly Bill 2223, as currently written, would make it illegal for parents currently utilizing cannabis to treat a multitude of their children's ailments to buy the cannabis oil that has been so helpful all along. This morning, SF Gates Lester Black reported on a sobering issue that Golden State pot parents should be way more aware of. Per the article, the bill's sponsor, Assembly Majority Leader Cecilia Aguiar Curry, is selling AB 2223 as a way to crack down on the unregulated intoxicants being sold outside the state's tightly controlled legal cannabis market. It's the latest move in the officials' fight against hemp products. Thanks to a messily worded federal law Congress passed in 2018, Jason's favorite hemp bill, and intoxicating drugs can now be categorized as hemp and sold in California without facing the same regulations as cannabis products. Black highlights this in the story. He highlights the story of Sadie Bone, a 5-year-old girl who was suffering from Rett syndrome, a rare neurological disorder that caused constant seizures, making it hard for her to get through a day of school without being sent to the emergency room. Sadie's doctors recommended Bone speak with a medical cannabis specialist about her daughter. Sadie started taking oil-rich CBD, a non-intoxicating cannabis compound. After 3 years of fine-tuning the medication, she has been living a dramatically different life. She's gone from having seizures, dozens of seizures a day, to being seizure-free for 11 months straight. She's now 10 years old. Sadie's mother, Stephanie, is preparing to leave California to keep the treatments going if this bill gets passed. Black says that the problem is that the hemp market also provides high CBD, low THC products like the oil that Sadie and other kids like her rely on. AB 2223 would make these specialized medical hemp products more difficult to acquire or outright illegal in some cases. Dr. Bonnie Goldstein, what up, Dr. Bonnie, is her doctor and said that the law is completely catastrophic for her pediatric epilepsy and cancer patients because it will make it impossible for them to get the medications that they depend on. Pediatric patients like Sadie are caught in a battle that has been brewing since 2018 when the federal government legalized industrial hemp. Hemp has historically been a term used to describe the non-drug uses of the cannabis plant, like as fiber for clothing. Shout out to Toasty Teas right here. But it has been lumped in with all of this Delta 8 bullshit that we've been very well accustomed to. All right. Black says that the hemp market also includes medical cannabis products like tinctures Sadie takes, which are loaded with massive doses of CBD, a non-intoxicating kind of cannabis compound, as well as small doses of THC. CBD products are frequently used to treat a wide range of disorders like anxiety, sleep disturbances. In 2018, the FDA approved of a CBD drug to treat severe forms of epilepsy. The distinction between hemp and marijuana has primarily become just a regulatory question. Marijuana is tightly regulated by states like California, which enforce strict safety rules, institute high taxes, and limit youth access to products by selling them only through state licensed retailers. Hemp, on the other hand, is subject to almost no regulations and can be sold tax-free online and at just about any type of store. Now, since the 2018 federal law, California regulators have tried to recall individual intoxicating hemp products, and lawmakers tried to rein in the entire hemp market back in 2021 with a law that attempted to limit the sale of intoxicating hemp products outside dispensaries. Still, the market has continued to grow. AB 2223 is the state's latest move against hemp, and it attempts to do two things. The first of which is bring some of the hemp market into state stores by allowing recreational cannabis companies to impact and sell hemp products. It also would block the sale of any hemp products that contain more than 0.3% THC by weight or that have more than 1 milligram of THC total, with the state arguing anything including more than those amounts would be a, quote, intoxicating product. The pediatric patients like Sadie use CBD oil that has more THC than those limits allow. bill unanimously passed the Assembly in May and is working its way through the Senate currently. The hemp industry is now an active target in Sacramento, and pediatric patients are getting caught in the crossfire. Aguilar Curry has sold the bill as the best way to fight these dangerous hemp intoxicants, saying that the bottom line is that if it gets you high, it should be sold outside it should not be sold outside of a dispensary, period. So a lot more to read on this story. So I suggest everybody check it out at high9news.com. I didn't really think about this angle like at all. When we talk about, regulating like the hemp side of the game, they're trying to like literally throw the baby out with the bathwater here. So like I have always attacked like, Delta 8 conversation is because I'm just anti-regulation. But this means that kids with epilepsy, autism, this is the save the children argument that the Democrats, the liberals should be taking up instead of letting the conservatives, wave that flag in a very facetious manner, in my opinion. So
save the children.
I really hope that this bill gets altered and that more people are aware of what it can disrupt more than just getting these Delta 8 products out of the reach of people who want to abuse them. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News. I'll hear what you guys think about this one.
I mean, California's default position is to regulate everything, and they don't do it well.
Mm-hmm.
And the hemp bill left this gap out there, and I don't know how they haven't gone to the scientists and figured out what terms can be used to capture any and all tetrahydrocannabinols that are intoxicating and bring them in the system. They keep doing these incremental bullshit, and every time they do, you have victims from this.
Mm-hmm.
Children that really have these problems deserve our attention.
Exactly.
And they shouldn't be run through these ringers because someone's buying some Delta 8 at a Arco station or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, these kids need this. And the products need to be available. And ultimately, it needs to be less difficult to get the licenses to be able to sell cannabis and hemp products without all the red tape and the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to address that.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by this at all. In all honesty, I mean, everything in California is getting more and more and more and more expensive under all of this inflation. I'm not surprised by this at all. At all. Not one bit. I feel terrible for the parents that have to be burdened with this cost, especially when everything is so much more expensive, and the cost of treating a child with a medical condition, there is no subsidies that the government offers in regards for this, and so it's just a literally crying shame.
Well, Bonnie's one of the top cannabis physicians in the world.
Yep.
And she treats a lot of kids with a lot of these problems. And as a parent, I mean, I discuss this with many parents who have children, and it's an economic issue, but it's also a quality of life issue. Once you find that you can get a product in them,
mm-hmm.
the kid can take and will take and would take routinely, and then all of a sudden, well, I can't get it. Well, that is devastating to a family. The kids have seizure disorders, and you finally get them to where they can go to school, they can think, they can function, and all of a sudden, well, I can't get my product because some asshole in the legislature decides we're going to close some loophole, and my kid's out there twisting in the wind. Mm-hmm. They talk about how we're going to protect the children, but when it comes down to children you can identify with the problem, it's like, well, that's not a consideration. And it's just, practicing law in California, especially cannabis law, is so frustrating because everybody wants to throw a regulation at you to fix a problem rather than just backing up, letting people do this, make sure it's safe, get the hell out of the way, and stop overtaxing and overburdening these businesses to the point where they can't survive legally.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I mean, Stone, you have,
as my man Troy would say, man, open the damn market up.
I mean, Stone, you
zero common sense, Bill.
You have kids, and you have a lot of experience with Delta 8, Stone. What do you think?
Oh, fuck off. Yeah. I don't know what the solution is, man, but there's got to be a way to do what they're trying to do without hurting the kids, and for this family to have to move out of state to continue to move out of California to continue to that makes no sense. Man.
I mean,
zero common sense.
I mean, all throughout legalization, we've had medical families that have moved. We call them transplants for medical purposes. You know what I mean? Like moved. You know, and that was happening in the beginning of Colorado's legalization a lot. There were a lot of parents that were moving into Colorado just so then that way they could find medicines to treat their sick kids. And so, I mean, and now it's like California, the breadbasket of cannabis. What's that, Rico?
Yeah, how crazy is it? Yeah, how crazy is it that women will have to escape these red states to get the treatment that they need to come to California, but if your kid needs cannabis for medicine, you have to get the fuck back out of California. Mm-hmm. That's how messed up this country is, and this is why this whole states' rights bullshit argument is trash.
Oh boy,
100%. Trash. Mm-hmm. You have to pick and choose which state you live in to have certain rights here in America.
That's right.
Garbage.
That's right. We're all going to Florida.
Garbage.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot of people have a lot of rights in California.
The sandest boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a sad state of affairs. So while Stone is wiping his eyes, we're gonna go to a commercial and we're gonna be back.
Got to make Delta 8 available for everybody, right, Stone?
Yeah.
No. Bring the Delta hate. Come on now.
Make Delta 8